a service of CNC Worldwide.
CNC Podcasts are a service of CNC Worldwide, brought to you by the Greece Chamber of Commerce, providing more than 800 member companies with business solutions since 1984. Rochester Gas and Electric essentially finished the job of restoring power after Tuesday night's severe storms within 24 hours. As of late Wednesday night, they were down to just 100 customers waiting for service, all in Monroe County. At the height of the storm, more than 11,000 were out in 5 counties. Regional Transit Service officials are taking a look at this cell phone video that shows an RTS supervisor and a Rochester police officer apparently throwing a woman and her 2 young children off a bus during Tuesday night's thunderstorms.
Step off. Get off the bus.
That lady playing, man. That lady playing.
The video went viral on social media. It shows the woman being put off the bus for lending her day pass to another passenger. We're only playing a little bit of the soundtrack because angry passengers are shouting and cursing at the driver and the police officer for putting the woman and the children off. At least 3 people stepped forward to pay the difference. 13 Wham TV identified the woman as city resident Corinne Moore, who said she gave her pass to a stranger who helped her load her stroller onto the bus and in the process missed his own bus. Moore says she thought it was the least she could do as thanks, but the driver told her she couldn't do that and called police. An RTS supervisor finally drove Moore and her toddlers home. Police have referred all comments to the Rochester-Genesee Regional Transportation Authority, and an authority spokeswoman says sharing passes is not allowed. The tents are going up downtown. On Friday evening, the 13th annual edition of the Xerox Rochester International Jazz Festival will be underway. With more venues, more music, more artists than ever, the Jazz Festival is now one of the nation's biggest music events. It stretches over 9 days. There are 325 concerts, 75 of them free. There are more than 1,500 artists from around the world, far too many to name here. Check rochesterjazz.com for details. Some events are already sold out, others have plenty of tickets available. There are nightly jam sessions. You never know who'll show up. Governor Cuomo and the top state lawmakers reached agreement on Wednesday on a package of bills to fight the rapid increase in heroin abuse across New York. The law actually targets abuse of prescription meds as well as heroin. It includes a public education campaign, tougher penalties for doctors and pharmacists who illegally sell prescription opiates, and it requires health insurance plans to pay for drug abuse treatment. Governor Cuomo says this heroin epidemic is worse than the one of the 60s and 70s. This heroin is far more potent and far cheaper. Senator Chuck Schumer says he is pushing to get more funds for local bridge repairs into the federal transportation bill, now moving through Congress. The New York Democrat says more than 2,200 upstate New York bridges are seriously in need of repair, and that won't happen if Congress sticks with the current funding formula. Senator Schumer says New York gets $71 million a year from the feds for repairs and maintenance of local bridges that are not in the federal highway system. He says $50 million more is needed every year to do an adequate job without putting impossible financial burdens on local and state government. Schumer says if the formula is locked in as it stands for 6 more years in the new bill, we'll see more bridge closed signs, as happened this year on Chili Avenue. The operator of 4 local McDonald's will pay a $10,000 settlement to an employee who was fired for reporting a gas leak. State Attorney General Eric Schneiderman announced the settlement with Warren One, which operates McDonald's in Monroe and Wayne counties. The AG says a part-time line worker at the McDonald's in Lyons notified his supervisors a number of times in April about a gas leak in the restaurant. When they did nothing about it, he called 911. Lyons police and firefighters responded, determined there was indeed a gas leak, and they closed the restaurant down for the night. The 2 supervisors responded by firing the employee on the spot in the presence of the firefighters. The Attorney General's office launched an investigation. As a result, the franchise holder has to pay a 1.5-year salary to that fired worker and implement policies to make sure reports of dangerous situations in its restaurants are properly handled. Opening statements were heard Wednesday in the murder trial of Ralph Strong, accused of shooting down 2 men outside a Rochester nightclub a year ago. Strong faces 2 counts of first-degree murder plus additional charges resulting from a high-speed chase 3 days later that ended in a gun battle with a police officer who tried to arrest him. Both Strong and Sergeant Flamur Zanelovich were wounded in that struggle, and so was a passerby. Assistant DA Matthew Schwartz says the jury will see surveillance video that shows Strong shooting both victims in a parking lot off Central Avenue and running away. Defense attorney Paul Vaca says the tape is poor quality for one, and for another, he believes it will show Strong wasn't the aggressor in the shooting incident. Your next CNC podcast is whenever you click on one of our pages and catch one, and we post updates as necessary. I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.